Have you ever been in this situation? Evening after a long day at work. You lie in bed, trying to surf TikTok on the phone, or a little Netflix for fun. And then I blinked, and it was more than 11 o'clock at night. 2 hours passed without you even realizing it. You're not going anywhere. Don't do anything big. And in the end, nothing's changed. Except for a little regret. I missed it because I missed the evening. Actually, you're not lazy. It's just that you're caught up in the exact same thing that most of us have. The gentle escape. It's called killing time. Every day. You just let the time go by 2 hours. It takes you 60 hours a month. And if you convert you're missing a whole week of work. Full time just to scroll your finger on the screen. That sounds a little stinging, doesn't it? But this is not to blame. But to let you realize that I own a very large property. It's free time. It's an intangible amount of capital that each person is granted. Hours every day. Identical. People spend it on wise things. People let it fly away at every glance. Some people spend a small part of that time to learn more skills. Every day for 30 minutes. And a few months later, they had a new income stream. While colleagues sit next to the company. Same salary, the same schedule, still complains about the lack of money. Time is not enough and life is no different. I have a friend who works in an office. Many of you are watching this video. At first, her evening goes by with her phone, movies and social networks. But then one day, he tries to change 30 minutes every night to study, write content for social networks, just 30 minutes. 4 months later, she got her first freelance job. After 6 months of extra income from that, up to 10 to 15 million per month. While the main work remains the same, it doesn't change anything. And that proves something very clear. The difference is not how much time you have. It's how you spend your time. It's not that you're underfunded, lack of relationships or opportunities you're just leaving a gold mine in your pocket. It's the free time. It seems worthless. So in the video, I'm going to share with you today 5 practical ways to turn free time into money. Even if you're not very good at technology, no special skills, no capital available. It's all been tested and it's possible. It starts with just one phone. A free time every night. And a little persistence every day. And at the end of the video, I'm going to reveal a strategy that I've adopted myself for the past 2 years. A strategy that helps me turn an hour of free time every night into sustainable cash flow, regularly. Even if I don't have to spend any more time. If you've ever felt your life, it's moving too fast. Ever regret? Because every day ends. I don't see myself moving forward at all. This video is for you. Now let's start mining. Gold free time. Part 1. Understand the value of time, which is invisible AI also has. Did you notice? There's something that each of us is given. Free every day. It doesn't make a difference between rich and poor, gender or profession. That's 24 hours. That sounds simple. But how everyone uses it, that produce incredibly different results. Some people use those 24 hours to get home from work, have dinner and surf for 3 hours. Some people have that time. 30 minutes of reading in the morning. An hour of extra skills in the evening. And then one day I'm a freelancer. There's a couple of 10 million more per month. The difference starts with very small things. That's how people spend their free time. We talk about money as an asset. But I forgot that. Time is the most valuable asset. It's also the most easily dropped. Money is lost and you can get it back. But as time goes by, no one can buy it back. It doesn't have a back button, there is no refund mode. And strangely enough, AI has the same. But the result is nothing like AI. The one who understands is the one who sees. Every minute is like one. If used correctly, it can be many times more profitable. If you miss it, go away quietly. And the danger is, it's the minutes that go by in silence. Time has become a big distance between you and people who make the most of their hours. A statistic that shows that the average young Vietnamese spend 2 to 3 hours a day just surfing social media. It sounds normal because AI doesn't need entertainment. But it's worth thinking about is that most of them are unconscious surfing minutes. Just open the phone to take a look. Then I don't understand. I woke up an hour later. And it's funny. You don't remember what you saw, learn something or get something back. In addition to a series of videos dancing or some bullshit trend. It's not the wrong social network. It's just that the way we use it lacks purpose. Instead of controlling your free time, I let it go by for nothing. Many people think I don't have time to learn. To earn more, to develop yourself. But actually they have. It's just that they spend it without noticing. And if you spend 30 minutes a day reading a book, not much. If you only need 10 pages, you will read more in a year. 3,600 pages of books, that's 10 to 12 books. It's only been 30 minutes. If you spend an hour learning a new skill, for example, design, writing, video editing, learn a language after a year, you don't just have more knowledge, it can also open up a new career path. Free time is like change. It's only a few minutes each time, but if you know how to put it together, it will be big enough to invest. If only you had 15 minutes early in the morning, 20 minutes by bus, 30 minutes after dinner. Plus, you've got over an hour a day. An hour a day, more than 30 hours a month. So you've got another week every month. Without having to do anything special, you just need to rearrange the time. Many people who have heard this will argue that I can't always work that hard. Right? AI makes you become superhuman. You can still have fun, you can still rest. But if you know how to separate just a small part, in the free time fund, it only takes 30 minutes a day to invest in yourself. Then after a year, you'll be surprised how far you've come. For don't need big changes. Just stick with the little things. 1 brick a day. A year from now you'll have a solid wall. And that wall can become the foundation for a more autonomous life, both financially and in time. You may only have a few minutes free today. But if you use it correctly, that few minutes will be the first sprout for a lush garden. A garden that you plant with perseverance, care with discipline, and reap by your own maturity. You don't need more than AI. You just need to spend a little bit better time every day. And every little bit, over time, that's the difference between a well-lived life and a life that's really worth living. For /2 30-minute reality story differences. We often think we want to change our lives. There must be something big. A big capital, a big opportunity, or a big relationship. But really, that's silently deciding your future. It's in very small things. So small that you don't notice, like 30 minutes a day. The first story is yours. Technical staff at an iron and steel manufacturing plant, Formosa in Hatin. You have an indispensable habit. Every day after the coffee thins, watch the movie review. It's not a video or two. I watched it for 34 hours. End of the plot analysis clip. Back to the funny reaction videos. And then drift off into endless TikTok surfing. Let's clap him tonight. I said to myself, let's relax tomorrow. But that tomorrow repeats itself for most of the year. After 12 months, I am still in my old position. Life is the same as before. The second one is brave. He is also a salaried worker, but in another corner of the city. Instead of spending the evening entertaining, he criticized RA for 30 minutes to an hour a day of studying Python code via free YouTube videos. At first it was out of curiosity, then it's fun, and it gradually becomes a habit. Not studying massively, not forcing yourself, just a little bit of routine every day. After 3 months, I'm starting to understand how to write a script. Simple. After 6 months, he built some small apps for my own work. And after exactly 1 year, I got an offer to work remotely for a foreign technology company. I'm an AI expert who earns twice as much as my current job. More special. You don't have to leave the factory, you work late at night. The right time frame that I used to spend surfing the internet, like everyone else. 2 ways to spend your free time. No one has a special advantage. No one is richer than the first. It's the same 8-hour day job. But only one person knows to extract money from that invisible time fund to investing for the future. You see? It's not that you don't have time. It's not that you lack money or relationships. What you're missing may be a small decision. That's starting today. You're going to spend 30 minutes a day on something that is useful. Free time is a gold mine. But it doesn't automatically generate value if you don't know the island. Some people use it for entertainment. Relax, that's not wrong. But if you put all your free time drifting into the videos, short nonsense, you're leaking it. Leak your own intangible assets every day, without even knowing. So when you have 30 minutes of free time in the evening, ask yourself a question. What can I do with it other than swiping the screen? Because it's very possible. Just one different answer. You will open up a new path that you've never thought of before. 5 ways to make money from your free time. When it comes to earning extra income, many people think about quitting their jobs, start a company, or invest hundreds of millions. But really, there are many ways you can take advantage of it. Write about free time every day, even for 30 minutes or an hour, to create a steady flow of extra cash, without too big a change in life. Here are 5 practical ways. Easy to start and suitable for most people. Especially those who are looking to mine gold of my free time. A freelance work, freelance active income. Freedom is the #1 choice for those who have basic skills in writing like translation, video editing, design, or just know how to use social media. And of course, it only requires that you have a laptop or phone, a Zalo or Facebook account, and a little forward spirit is enough to get started. Let's take an example from a student at Ha Tin University. Every night after school, she got a TikTok channel manager, fashion for an online shop. The job involves posting video content ideas, respond to comments, and analyze view metrics. After 1 to 2 months of getting used to it, you can earn more BA. Up to 5 to 5 million per month. It doesn't affect learning. Just got more combat experience. The strength of freelancing is that you can choose what's right for you and what's right for you. But it should also be noted, many beginners often make mistakes, taking on too many things at once, too low for fear of losing customers. Don't rush. Reputation and ability will help you raise the price after a few months if you go in the right direction. 2 Online sales, small capital, large opportunities. Do not need warehousing. No need ground. You can absolutely start a business with a phone and some simple products. Platforms like Shopee, TikTok Shop, Hey, Facebook Marketplace. It's a modern marketplace where AI can also try. A diaper mom I used to know. I chose to stream in the evening, while you sleep, to sell children's clothes. I only entered a few 10 sets. Self-packing and delivery to courier. After 3 months, she hired more women. And after 6 months, earnings from the online store. That's twice the old office salary. However, selling online is not an instant purchase. A lot of people failed because of entering too early, too much, or choose products that you don't understand. The secret here is, choose your favorite products, try to understand the market before expanding. BA content production makes a long-term enjoyment. If you're able to tell a story, easy to talk to, coherent writing, or simply know how to share gracefully, this is a way to make money that cannot be ignored. Blogging, YouTube Shorts, posting on TikTok, or create a knowledge-sharing website. All of which can turn your free time into content assets. Watch your story often. An export worker in Japan. Even though busy with work, I spend 2 hours every night writing recipes. Take beautiful pictures and post them on Pinterest in English. At first only a few people watched, but then traffic just kept increasing. As far as your website is concerned, attracting millions of visits from internationally. As a result, advertising revenue also increases month by month. Content production is not always easy. It requires perseverance, insight, and creative thinking. But in exchange, you are building a property, can work for you even when you're sleeping. For small investments that both learn and accumulate. This is how many people ignore it. Because you have to have a lot of money to invest. But really, you can start with 500,000 to 1 million. Every month through channels like ETF fund, small stocks, corporate bonds, or even government bonds online. A young person I know regularly contribute 2 million per month to the ETF fund. Stable after 2 years, you have on hand a savings. And the profit is quite good. I just learned how to track finances, just formed the habit of discipline. But investment also has its pitfalls. New people are easily discouraged by small profits or withdraw money early when something unexpected happens. The advice is, let's think of this as a form of smart savings. Don't expect to get rich quickly and always invest with your spare money. Years of teaching skills or sharing knowledge. Make money with what you know. You don't have to be a college professor. We can teach that AI. You just need to be a little better than the person who's learning. They know how to share easily. You know a foreign language that can teach basic grammar. You know how to play. Maybe we can start a new class. You spend office informatics. Can teach basic Excel through Zoom. A friend of mine works as a daytime engineer. We have classes in the evening, guitar online for students via Google Meet. Only 4 to 5 lessons per week. An extra 5 to 10 million is possible. Without all the hype. Teaching doesn't just make you an income. It's also about consolidating knowledge and building personal credibility. You can later upgrade to an online course, ebook tutorial, or expand to a larger learning group model. Each of the above has its own advantages and disadvantages, but the point is that you don't have to quit. It doesn't take a lot of money and it doesn't take a lot of time. It takes 30 to 60 minutes a day. You can sow the first seeds. To create a new source of revenue, sustainable, be proactive and fit into your own life. Part 4, Building Systems and Disciplining the 1% per day principle. A little secret that few AIs pay attention to. It's that to progress, you don't have to break through. You don't need to put. The burden is to rewrite your whole life in one night. You just need to be a little better than yesterday. Just a little bit about 1%. It sounds so small that it's not worth caring about. But if you persist in improving by 1% every day, after a year, you're 37 times different from the current version. That's not a huge motivation. It's the power of accumulation. It's called compound interest, not for money, but for yourself. For example, today you learn 10 English words. Tomorrow you learn 11 words and the next day you learn 12. And so after a month's vocabulary, you're twice as much, and memory skills are naturally better. No pressure, no stress, but effective. That's the 1% principle. Of course, let this principle work. You need a gentle discipline system that works. I can't do it when I have time or remember. Our brains are good at procrastinating and making excuses. If there is no support system, it's easy to fall into the loop. Get excited and do it. Left a few days later. So, let's start by designing your free time. It's like designing an important date. You can't expect things to change if you spend your free time arbitrarily. A simple and free tool is Google. Don't look at your calendar just to remind your friends of their birthdays. Use it to set a calendar for yourself, for example, every night from 20 to 20:30. Learn content writing skills. Repeat every day. Look at the calendar with a blue frame. You will feel like you have to be there. It creates a soft responsibility to yourself. Along with that too, a do list is what makes you less overwhelmed. Because of things not done. Write everything down in your head, even small things like sending an email. Try 10 minutes of yoga. Bricks do one thing, you'll feel like you've just eaten candy. And motivated to continue. If you like a clean interface, you can use Notion. It's a great tool for taking notes. Just plan and follow the progress. No need to know all the features. Just create a simple table. What does the column do today? Is the column done? Feeling that each cell is integrated. It was a victory for myself. No matter what tool you use, the key is to divide time. Block for 30 minutes at a time. Each block is just one thing. Don't be greedy. Don't learn while surfing your phone. Don't try to multitask. Science has proven the human brain is not good at doing many things at once. It just goes back and forth very quickly between jobs. And it's that transition that makes you tired, slow and less focused. Instead, let's think of each 30-minute block as a mini working CA. For example, 7:30 to 8 hours of online lectures. 20 to 20:30 TikTok content writing. 1 to 21:30 reading financial books. When the alarm goes off, the block goes off for 5 minutes. Go back and drink water and come back. You'll see much higher performance then. I work all day, but I do it all the time. Many people ask, if I am tired every day I can't do it. Not being disciplined doesn't mean not being tired. It's important to maintain consistency, even if you do little. If you can't study for 30 minutes today, 10 minutes is fine. If you can't write 500 words, write 50. You're not testing with AI. You just don't give up. That's more than 90% of the rest. And what's interesting is that when you start to have your own system, you'll find you're less likely to drift off other people's calendars. No more end of the day startled. Because the whole day goes by, nothing can be done. You'll start to feel a sense of control. Control of time and eventually control of life. The 1% rule is not flashy. But it doesn't actually work miracles overnight. But it's enough to make you a completely different person after a year. And the only thing you need to do is start today. With a small block. A small goal and a big commitment. That you won't give up. Part 5. Build habits and mentality because SAO 90% give up. Even though there's a clear schedule, reasonable block division, you can use tools like Google Calendar or Notion. There will be times when you feel like letting go. Actually, it's not your fault. It's very natural, in any habit-building process. At first, when inspiration is high, everything seems so easy. You're excited to open the computer, start learning a new skill, write a piece of content, or perfecting a first-hand product. Every action brings a sense of direction. But after a few weeks, it cooled down. Tired days at work, schedule a friend appointment, notification bells from entertainment apps. It all started chin into unfinished school. Writing is forgotten and you start thinking, I'm not suited for this kind of work. That's why most people give up. Before habits can produce results. It's not because they didn't try, it's because they're expecting too much in too short a time. And judge yourself too harshly when things don't work out. The solution here is not to think more positively or try up. It's about making things smaller, closer to the reality of your life. If you want to learn a new skill, don't think about studying 2 hours a day. Let's start with 15 minutes. Even if you were tired that day, just open the video, and listening for a few minutes counts as completion. It feels like I still have a commitment, much more important than forcing yourself to grow up and drop out in the middle. Another simple trick is to attach a new habit to an existing one. For example, if you have a habit of drinking coffee every morning, after the coffee is done, play a skill learning video and listen while drinking. Or if you look at your phone every night before you go to sleep, open a useful podcast. Instead of surfing social media. It may feel a bit awkward at first, but after a few weeks, you will see new habits coming into your life. It's more natural than you think. And then there's one more thing you shouldn't take lightly. The power of having a partner. A friend. Learn to write with him. Do content together. It could be an effective habit-keeping drug, more than any self-help book. Because when we have people at the same pace, someone asked me where I was today. I have one more reason not to give up. The story of 3 friends I know is an example. The most obvious is that they started a 30-day blogging group. Write 1 article a week and send it to each other. No one is perfect, but thanks to each other, it's been going on for 6 months. After half a year, each had more than 20 articles. That's what they all thought was impossible. Next to it, you also need to learn how to adjust your expectations. A lot of people give up because they think content must be up to 10,000 followers per month. Learn to code for 3 months and get a job. If you are selling online, you must apply in the 2nd week. But the truth is, it's not everything. Quick results, especially the things worth doing. So if you've started, allow yourself to go slow. As long as it doesn't stop. 15 minutes today was good. Tomorrow is still 15 minutes. And if you're tired, take a break. But don't make it a reason to let go. Building habits is not a sprint. It's like hiking, where the finisher is not the fastest runner. He's the one who keeps his feet straight. Part 6. Content Asset Secrecy Strategy. Once you've built a habit, know how to use each block, small space of the day, then this is the time so you can take things to the next level. Turn your free time, something that can work for you, even when you are sleeping. It sounds like a dream, but it's real. It's called building content assets. It's a simple idea. You create a content, 1 product, 1 article only once. But it can continue to create value for you, many times later. It could be views, downloads, purchases, or simply trust from others. It could be a video, podcast, ebook, online course, tutorial file, as long as it brings inspiration that others need. Let's look at Hung's story, a finance student. While my classmates are surfing social media or sleep after school, Hung spends free time every day. To synthesize personal experience in financial management, I wrote it into a small ebook. Share how to split wages, management of student expenses, and small savings tips every month. After a year, I didn't just finish my first ebook. It sold more than 2,000 copies. Each price is only $49.000, but enough to help her pay for her own tuition and save a pretty decent amount. Or love. Miss Export Labor in Japan, that you met in the previous section. Outside work hours, she's still passionate about writing recipes every night. Take a picture of your food and post it on Pinterest. At first it was just fun. But then her post got millions of hits. Access from all over the world. Since then, she started building more TikTok channels, and YouTube specializes in food. Now she's not just a migrant worker. I'm also a creator with my own brand. Income from advertising, sponsor and sell exclusive formula. These stories are not far away. They don't need to start with professional equipment. You don't need to know everything from A to Z. They just start by sharing what I know. And then little by little it's a sustainable asset. So let's do it so you can get started. The first step, choose a topic you can share for a long time. It doesn't have to be what you're best at. It should be something you have experience with or really care. Someone chooses a personal finance topic, someone chooses a learning trick. Some people like to share their English learning journey, skincare or cat care. There is no limit. If only you could talk about it every week without getting bored. That's a good starting point. Then let's start creating short content every day. Maybe a 1-minute video on TikTok. A little story sharing tips on Instagram. A Facebook post recounting a personal experience, a PowerPoint slide you post on LinkedIn. Content doesn't have to be long, but it has to be nasty. Once it's available, recycle it. Don't think that each channel needs a completely different post. A long video on YouTube can be cut into BA to 5 short clips. It can be turned into a podcast. A series of Facebook posts can be turned into an ebook. Look at the content as powder. It's up to you to make different cakes. And finally, don't forget to build community, where content doesn't just stop at views. It's also about creating lasting connections. It could be a small Facebook group, an email list, or a Zalo broadcast channel. When you have your own community, you don't depend on algorithms. Not afraid of view reduction because the system tightens interaction. You can ask for your opinion, try new and most important ideas. You have someone who really listens to you. Content property, not the way to make money fast. But it's the smartest and most sustainable way to turn free time, the little wall minutes, the foundation for a long career. You do once. But if it's the right way, it can yield as much value as 5/7. Reinvest and replicate the system. When you start to have extra income, even from freelance sales, teaching or making content, the next question should not be what to buy to reward yourself. It's about how to multiply this money evenly and sustainably. This is the stage where many people fall into the master state. I just want to see the money come back a little bit. I'm starting to think I'm okay now. Some people take all that money shopping. Change your phone to book a tour. There are also people who send all their profits to savings, then leave it. Not wrong, but if you stop there, your income will always be small. Easy to break the burden, or just a single well in the middle of a drought. So, if you want the system you've built to continue to evolve, you have to reinvest. It doesn't have to be complicated or business. To reinvest here is simply to take 30, up to 50% of the profits you earn, and pump it back in. It's the activity that's generating that income. For example, you are doing content on TikTok with your old phone. Cheap audio, translucent video quality. Stable income from the channel. Don't be afraid to buy a better microphone. A bright light to make the face brighter. Or a vibrating tripod. You'll see the quality of the content increase. Interactive views and orders will also increase. If you are not good at video editing, or not much time, you can hire a part-time editor. It just saves time. It helps you focus on creative thinking. What you do better than anyone. The reinvestment isn't just in the hardware, It's also in the software, it's the skill and the mindset. Be willing to spend part of the profits to sign up for online courses on marketing, storytelling, video, presentation design. All of these skills can be directly or pasted. Help you improve product quality, service content, and thereby increase the value you create. As you start to get more knowledge and tools, you'll see one thing very clearly: there will be a time when you need to scale. For example, if you have a growing TikTok channel, let's start recycling content for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, or Threads. Maybe you think, oh, I'm just used to TikTok. But you don't have to be good at every platform from the start. Just need an original content, and then adjust it a little bit to suit each platform. You could have dug a few more wells without digging back from scratch. Let's think of each platform as a well. If you only have one well, for example, just rely on Shopee or just TikTok, every day it is dry. Algorithm change. View down account squeezed, interaction, you will crash. But if you have 3 or 4 different wells, own website, email list, Instagram, you still have enough water to keep growing. That's why, for SEO professional content creators, always emphasize multi-platform and build off-platform assets. It means things you can control, like lists, email, or community. Of course, in the early stages, you don't have to go all out. Let's make a good channel and then reuse it and reinvest it. Reappear in more places, slowly but surely. What's important is that you see the circle, this development. Create content to have an income and start reinvesting and increasing quality. Increasing value will help increase income. Expand the channel and reinvest. And so you enter an upward spiral. Not by luck. By knowing how to use what I have done. To do more, you don't have a huge team or budget to do that. You just need to know how to spend part of your income to grow up. It's my job. Instead of cleaning it up or putting it away for fear of losing it, for money that doesn't translate into quality, into skill, into the land, it's just money laying dormant. And when you use it to invest back in your work, you're turning money into shovels. To continue digging deeper into 9 mines, the gold I own. Section 8: Influence and Personal Branding. At a certain point in time, if you persist long enough with shared values, take seriously what you are good at, and use your free time wisely, something very special will happen. You're not just going to be the one making extra income, but gradually become an influencer in the field you pursue. It didn't come from a viral event or a breakthrough, which is too dramatic. It comes naturally. It's like walking every day. And then at some point I realized, well, we've come a long way. When you start being known to others, because of what you share. When someone asks you a question, how can I start to be like you too? When you're invited to partner with a grant advisor, that's when personal branding begins to form. A personal brand is not a logo, colors, or slogans to display on the profile. It's simply the feeling that other people have when they think of you. They believe you're telling the truth. Share something useful, ready to come back to learn more from you. Your story is perfect. A content writer in Ho Chi Minh City, that's clear evidence. I started with small Zooms, teaching people how to create animated videos with AI. It was a relatively new field at the time. In the beginning, only a few people learned, partly out of curiosity, in part because I believe in the way you're guiding. Not ostentatious. I didn't promise to be rich, nor show off the phantom numbers. But I persist in sharing. Constantly update the knowledge of making videos. Free guide to writing personal Facebook posts. After 6 months, the number of people following him increased significantly. Many people actively text for advice, and the conference organizers. I've also started inviting you as a professional guest. Now, you're not just an AI freelancer. It's KL in the field of digital education. With lots of invitations to collaborate, consulting, and building your own course. The good thing here is, I don't try building a personal brand as a goal. You are simply doing a good job. Share your journey honestly, and let time speak for itself. That's also the secret. For a sustainable personal brand, attach it to the real value that you create. Not an image that you're trying to build to look at or. A lot of people want to be a brand by running ads. Make videos by trend. Say things that attract attention. They may be interested in a short time. But if inside, nothing really worth keeping the viewer back, then that brand will fade as fast as a wave on social media. The opposite is true when you give. When you speak from real experience. When you're not afraid to say I've been wrong here. People will remember you longer. And sometimes it only takes 10 people to really believe you. Learn from you. You've got the foundation. It's for an influential brand. Of course, personal branding. Not to be famous. It's to increase land power of what you are doing well. When you have a brand, you have more options. Invited to cooperate, open class sharing selling digital products, or simply, there are more companions on the same journey. The other great thing is, your personal brand adds value to everything you do. The same product. But if it's done by someone with integrity, people are willing to pay higher prices. It's a lesson. But if your students have trusted you before, they learn with a more open mind, the results are also higher. To put it simply, personal branding is an invisible 7-stroke. The more you persevere in building, the less effort you'll spend later. And you don't need hundreds of thousands of followers to get started, you just have to share it often. That's what you're living with. Then let the time do the rest. We've been on a journey together, not too long, but I believe it's enough for you to look back at something that seems so small in life. For free time. Something you have every day. But you're probably used to letting go of it without regret. Maybe you've seen it better now. Free time is a mine. Gold is being forgotten. No es no sparkle. But it's incredibly potential, if you know how to exploit. 5 ways to make money from the free time I share. It's just the beginning. They're like different gates. Open up depending on the ability, each person's preferences and conditions. Some people work freelance. Some people like to share knowledge. There are people who are good at creating content. But if you really want to go far and long, remember that building content assets is a long-term strategy. The most important. Because you do it once and get paid many times. Because you don't just make money, that are creating sustainable value that can radiate LAN, feed you later. All of this sounds great. But it all starts with very small things. A free minute, a 30-minute hour in the evening. Write a status once. Share sincerely. Please try posting a clip on TikTok. Don't underestimate the little things. Because every minute you use it correctly, it's a brick that's laid right there. In your own financial home. One today, one tomorrow. A year later you will look back. And marveled at the house that his own hands had built. So if you've looked here, I don't think you're just watching it for fun. Maybe somewhere in you has started to have a thought. Be more serious about using your time. And if so, let's do something simple but powerful. Write down your free time today. It doesn't need to be long, just list the available time frames that you often use to do something that's not clear. Choose a small thing to start with. Maybe try creating a freelance account. Maybe find a video to learn a skill you like. Or just write a few social media posts. From your experience today, it doesn't matter what you choose. What's important is that you choose something and you start. Because you know what? The future you are looking for is not far away. It's not about sudden luck. Or an AI that comes to save you from a normal life. It's in the free minutes that you have today. Choose to use it to sleep, or to build the foundation for financial freedom. The decision is always in your hands. And I believe that if you start today, just one small step, you will be one of the few people who no longer speak, "I wish I had more time." Because you've learned to turn every spare minute into real value.